Today, we'll dive deep into why you continuously get disappointed by your friends and family, aka expectation violation theory. But before we get into that, let's learn about the background of this theory. This theory was developed by Judy Bergen in 1978. Judy was a communications professor at the University of Arizona, but her main emphasis in teaching was interpersonal communication. Next, we'll cover what we reviewed in class. In class, we learned that when you expect something from someone and you don't get it, it causes you to become upset. EVT was established in effort to both predict and explain the impact of unexpected communication behaviors. In the textbook, it states that friendships come with a set of expectations about how to communicate. The closer the friendships get, the higher the expectations are. So why did I choose this topic? Well, I wanted to learn more about EVT because it intrigued me when it was first presented in class. Therefore, I conducted an extensive amount of research on this topic to present to you today. So how will this information help improve your interpersonal relationships? EVT's ability to examine expectancies on both the individual and social level proves that it is useful because of the universal norms and reactions to violations of those norms. By having a clear understanding, you'll be able to recognize what kind of expectation to set in certain situations. Going into the main point, we'll first take a look at how the theory evolved, then discuss the two types of expectancies, and finally the effects of EVT in relationships. How the theory evolved. Let's take a look at how this theory evolved. EVT examined nonverbal communication behaviors such as eye contact, touch, and body language. The assumptions that nonverbal behavior constitute messages was put to the test, where researchers found that some behaviors can lead to multiple meanings or a narrow range of meanings. For example, increased eye contact can be interpreted as liking, approval, attentiveness, or dominance and aggression. However, avoiding eye contact expresses disinterest or disrespect. Predicting when a violation can have a positive effect, meaning the person exceeded your expectations, or a negative effect, where the person didn't meet your expectation. This information was gathered from onlinelibrary.wiley.com. Now that we've covered the evolution of EVT over time through research, and that the meaning of reactions are both verbal and nonverbal behavior, let's take a look at two types of expectancies. Expectancies derive from two types: prescriptive, appropriate for a specific contact relationship, and predictive, tendency of occurrence. For example, employees either expect to get a salary raise because it happened in the past, predictive, or because they thought it was the right thing for management to do, prescriptive. Therefore, predictive expectancies are based on what the individual has experienced in the past, so it is what they're used to, while prescriptive expectancies are people displaying behaviors that are appropriate to the existing environment. This information was retrieved from communicationtheory.org. The effects the theory has on relationships. It is important to note that EVT can apply to both non-relational interactions and closed relationships. For example, we're going to specifically look at a relationship. Let's say you're living with your boyfriend and he's out partying with his friends. No matter what, he always tells you when he's come back home. But this time it's 4 a.m. and you haven't heard from him. This example shows that uncharacteristic relational behavior is an unexpected action that is not consistent with the partner's perception of the relationship. This will create dissonance and will not positively correlate with the perceived trust that the partner who got affected once had. I've gathered this information from expectations/violations/theories.org. In conclusion, this presentation utilized a substantial amount of research where we covered the topics evolution, expectancies, and the effects of EBT in a relationship. With a better understanding of the impact of EBT in romantic and non-romantic relationships, hopefully you have gained enough insight throughout these points. In essence, this theory can improve your verbal and nonverbal behaviors now that you have the knowledge on predictive and prescriptive expectations, while knowing the difference between a positive and a negative expectation violation. Thank you for watching.